Check for sound. Check for power.
All systems online.
And here we are again, guys, right on the eve of another Inkcarceration 3-day festival right here in the state of Ohio, where actually we're doing the show today. We're in Columbus, but just about an hour away is Mansfield, Ohio, which is the home of the Ohio Reformatory. Yes, like one of the coolest prisons you'll ever see in your life. And, you know, I don't know that you and your family this summer went around prison hopping to check out all the finer prisons in our country, but I will tell you, you may not find another finer than this one. I mean, this is where Shawshank Redemption was filmed. It's such a cool backdrop for this Danny Wimmer Presents Festival, and it's just going to be sick, man. Metal, tattoos, just full volume, 3 days, and it is it's one of my favorites. It really is. Now, let's just do a little know before you go type situation here for Inkcarceration. Now, everybody is entitled, when you're walking in the gates, you can bring one 20-ounce max bottle of unsealed water. I guess rather sealed. Yeah, so the cap actually has to be factory sealed. And then once you're in the festival and you down that water, they'll have refill stations. So, you know, a lot of people are like, well, why do I have to pay for water? Well, you don't. Actually, if you bring your own bottle. And of course, when you're bringing that bottle, you want to bring it in a clear bag of some sort, whether it's a backpack or purse or like, you know, bro bag. Some people like to defame it, call it a fanny pack, but you know what I'm talking about, the hip sack. And the other thing that you really have to know before you go about Inkcarceration this year is there are so many things that you can do within the app that are, I don't know that they're crucial for every single person that's going, but for a lot of people, it's going to be clutch knowledge to have this already top of mind before you get there. So they have mobile charging lockers, like where you can actually go and store your phone along with some other belongings and charge your phone for a while. I mean, what's the worst than that? You're in the middle of the festival. You know, you're on your way. You're like, oh my God, I only have 75%. Then before you know it, it's 3:30 in the afternoon and your phone's going dead. And you're like, I still have hours and hours of the festival left. Well, don't fret. They have these lockers, but you have to reserve them. And I would say that they go quickly. And as we're right here, just a day or so out from Inkcarceration, if you download the app in the Apple App Store, or if you go to Google Play, you can get the app and then right there on your Inkcarceration app, reserve your mobile charging locker. The other thing that you're going to want to reserve is, and this is going to be a $10 upcharge, is the blood prison. So every Halloween, right around September-ish, the reformatory completely goes under a scary-ass change. Let's just put it that way. It's one of the freaky haunted houses outside of Halloween Horror Nights. It's top tier, I'm telling you. And so it's a $10 upcharge in addition to the ticket that you already have for Inkcarceration. But the caveat is you have to make your reservations of when you're going to go through on the mobile app. So you'll pay, if you've got two people, you're going to pay your $20, and then you're going to pick a time on either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday that works for you. You show up at said time, and theoretically, you'll be able to get through the prison and check out the actual blood prison portion of the show, which is supposed to be really cool. The festival is completely cashless, except for the tattoo exhibit. And if you're getting tattooed, you'll be able to pay cash there. But outside of Tattoo X, that is the only thing that you're going to be able to pay with cash for. So just make sure you're aware of that. And what you can do, and I do suggest you do like right away, if you already got your wristbands in the mail and you're not picking them up at the actual show, is go ahead and register those. If you go to the Inkcarceration website, you can actually just scan your bracelet that you got in the mail with your phone, and it'll bring up a site. You click on that, you go on, register your bracelet. And the reason that's important is that will identify you. If for some odd reason you do lose your bracelet, I believe they will replace it up to like once for you for free. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that is the policy. If not, it's a small charge for a new bracelet. But the good news is you won't have to buy a whole new ticket, and that particular code will coincide with your name, so that way they know who you are and that it's your actual ticket. You're not trying to scam them. The other thing you could do with the bracelets, it's really helpful. I know a lot of people have done this at Sonic Temple, and I did this year too, is actually put money on your bracelet. So, if for some reason you lose it, you can cancel it right away or pause the bracelet so nobody can spend the cash that you have on there. But it just makes for such an easier, smooth transition throughout, getting drinks, whether you're standing in line forever for a lemonade, then you're fumbling around for your bank card. You don't even have to do that. Just register the bracelet, put some money on that bracelet, and boom, you're good to go. The box office hours, so if you're going to get there, so on Friday it starts at 9 o'clock and, goes until, late in the evening, like 9:30. But I'll just give you the open time. Saturday is 9 a.m., Sunday is 9 a.m. Camping, you can get into camping on Thursday at 8 a.m. So if you're getting in there early, I know they're going to do some kind of campground special concert as well. I haven't heard who that is yet, but that is definitely something that happens there, and I've attended, and it's pretty badass. I'm super stoked for the first night to see Falling in Reverse. I mean, that's this tour. It seems like those guys are absolutely red hot. Super excited for Manson and Slipknot on Saturday, Five Finger on Sunday. I mean, the lineup is second to none. So look forward to seeing everybody at Inkcarceration this weekend.
Inkcarceration, America's rock, metal, and tattoo festival with Slipknot. Falling in Reverse, Five Finger Death Punch, plus Marilyn Manson, 3 Days Grace, Beartooth, Knocked Loose, Lamb of God, Parkway Drive, I Prevail, In This Moment, and so many more. Report to the Ohio State Reformatory on July 18th through 20th, 2025 to face your sentencing. 3 days of rock, tattoos, and the return of the Haunted Blood Prison. Passes for Inkcarceration are on sale now at inkcarceration.com. Zombified.
So we've talked about this a couple of different times, and I have some clarification on what's going on with this Kiss encounter, as they were calling it before, in Vegas, that's going down from November 14th through November 16th. And this has been just plagued in mystery. It's so strange. What is this going to be? They've already now taken back this Kiss invasion, as they were calling it, and now they're going with the more coined term, Kiss Cruise. And I know what you're saying, Vegas, I don't know of any cruise ships that are coming in and out of the port of Las Vegas, because that doesn't exist. Right. What they're doing is a Kiss Cruise, and they're calling this Landlocked Edition. So basically, you look at the hotel that they're hosting it at, which is the old Hard Rock Hotel, now called the Virgin Hotel, just off the Strip in Vegas. And that's where everything's going to take place. So initially, actually, I was saying the name that they initially came out with. It was Kiss Army Storms Vegas, so I was close. But now it's Kiss Cruise Landlocked in Vegas, and it's kind of interesting. I didn't really know what to expect, and you would think after Kiss played their last show, like 2 years ago, that Kiss wouldn't be playing here. Well, they are, and they're playing an acoustic set, unmasked, which is kind of wild. Some other people that will be playing at the Kiss Cruise Landlocked in Vegas: Sebastian Bach, formerly of Skid Row, Quiet Riot, Black and Blue, and a couple of Kiss tribute bands, which I always find so weird when the actual band is there. Just my take on it, but if you're a huge Kiss fan, I guess November, Vegas, the 14th through the 16th, that's your time to shine. So at the end of last week, it was super exciting as the Deftones released a brand new tune. And if you guys haven't heard it, you got to go onto Apple Music or however you get your music. You got to check it out if you haven't. My Mind is a Mountain. That's the name of the song. And I mean, this is classic Deftones. The song is so good. And the new record, Private Music, is going to be out on August 22nd. The Deftones have just become like a different act now. It's unbelievable, the evolution that they've undergone, especially for all of the bands of their generation. I mean, there's a lot of people that are experiencing resurgences like Limp Bizkit and Korn, but Deftones, it's very interesting as they are as relevant as any new band that's putting out new music today. People are just as anxious. It's not looked at as a throwback band whatsoever. If anything, they're gaining more and more fans by the day, and I'm truly excited to see what they do on this tour, because the last tour, everyone was blown away. They're playing arenas all of a sudden. Deftones really weren't on that level. They would play with other bands and play arenas, but this is them literally all of last year headlined by themselves, sold out every single stop. So with new music, I mean, not only just new music, but a new single that's just jamming. And rock radio is going to be all over it. I mean, you hear it all online already. I mean, it's all over the place. You can't get away from it. So how much bigger in 1 year will the Deftones be? I want you to comment in the section below and tell me exactly what your opinion is, as the Deftones are, it's almost like emerging once again out of the cocoon to become something different. And we'll find out how that goes for them. Other band coming out with a record this year is Alter Bridge. Yep, it's basically Creed without Scott Stapp. And of course, I mean, the other three guys in Creed, Mark Tremonti included, just absolute beasts. And I mean, I really like Alter Bridge. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I actually like Alter Bridge better than Creed. Even though this renaissance of Creed has taken over the entire world over the last year, where they literally did more business on the last tour than they've done previous in their entire career collectively. I mean, let that sink in for a second. But yeah, Miles Kennedy returns to front the band, which I think might be one of the best voices in rock and roll today. So later on this year, brand new from the guys in Alter Bridge. How about My Chemical Romance is returning? And not just returning, they're coming back in a way that I don't think a lot of people saw this coming. My Chemical Romance is going to embark on a stadium tour. They're going to be playing sold out. They've already started some of the shows, and I know Seattle was like super huge for them. It's the 20th anniversary of The Black Parade, one of their most classic albums, and even saying that album is 20 years old, it just kind of blows my mind in general. Come one, come all, goths. We're back together, and this time it ain't happening at a club. It's not happening at a theater. It's happening at stadiums. Kind of blows my mind, but people say these shows are like second to none. Like you could go back to My Chem back in the day, and these guys are just as good as ever. A few times that I have seen them, I mean, they just killed it. So welcome to the Black Parade. 20 years old. That's wild, man. Get this. It doesn't get much more strange than this. There's a band in South America called Hybrid Theory, okay? Yes, of course, that was the major breakthrough album for Linkin Park, but also little known fact that originally, before they were called Linkin Park, they actually were going to go with the name Hybrid Theory, the real band. But this cover band, when I say cover band, I don't just mean they're playing like Friday night gigs at Mick's Pub down the road or something, right? These guys are playing like decent-sized venues, but they're going out there as Linkin Park. And when I say as Linkin Park, it's almost like a Kiss cover band or like an Elvis impersonator, where these acts, the more that they get even dialed into the exact look of the band, the better for them, in their opinion. Because they have a dude in the band that mimics Chester Bennington. It's bizarre when you watch it. And I mean bizarre in a terrible way. It really creeped me out because they're trying to recreate this thing that's not a thing anymore, which we all know. Chester Bennington has been passed now for a few years, and Linkin Park just now back out with a brand new singer, and she was amazing. We just saw her at Sonic Temple. And they're doing bigger stadiums and arenas than they've ever done before, ironically, right? But this band, Hybrid Theory, puts a Facebook post out or an Instagram post, and it's basically them trying to allege that Chester's not dead and they are the real Linkin Park. Whoa. Now, this post was met very quickly with the band reeling off a statement trying to defend themselves. They said that it was somebody else in their camp that they were posting on their behalf, basically on behalf of the band, this person in their camp who was supposed to be a PR person of some sort. They backtrack that statement. They're not trying to say that they are the real Linkin Park. They're not trying to say that Chester Bennington lives where, I mean, emotionally, he had a lot of kids. I mean, potentially one of his children could read that online and be really affected by that. His widow, I mean, it's a really touchy situation. I know even Mike Shinoda said the even hint of these cover bands kind of freak him out a little bit just because of how much they try to look like Chester. So, yeah, if you're in a cover band, cool, man. Yeah, it's a nice tribute to the band. Just don't get creepy about it. Well, one of the biggest tours of the entire summer was the Big Ass Stadium Tour. And that featured Post Malone and Jelly Roll, my boy, out there just selling out stadiums all over the United States of America. I mean, and beyond. Yeah, because they did some Canada dates, right? Yeah. Unbelievable. they just did an incredible business throughout the entire summer. And on stage, Post Malone announced that next summer, 2026, the tour will continue. And he said there's no one else that he would rather be out on the road with other than Jelly Roll. And it's kind of cool. One of my buddies, DJ Highlight, who was Jelly's DJ for years, is doing this thing called Arena Rockers with Jelly's current DJ. And they come out before Jelly Roll goes on and just gets the crowd hype. They actually played here at the Shoe when they were here just a few weeks ago for that big country jam concert that they have, or Buckeye Country Festival, whatever it's called. And, you know, these guys are incredible. I've seen DJ Highlight do his thing so many times. And to better tell the story, we're going to have him on here in the next couple episodes. So DJ Highlight coming to the Loper Show very soon. So we've been speculating for the last few weeks about this, and it's official. Art the Clown is coming to Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando and in Hollywood. I could not be more stoked about this. I mean, this is going to be incredible. They say that even certain detailed scenes from the Terrifier movies, chainsaws, I mean, use your imagination, are going to become a part of the house at Halloween Horror Nights. Now, in particular, Funhouse, which was a part of Terrorizer 2, and if you've seen it, Terrifier 2, rather, if you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That will be incorporated into this house at Halloween Horror Nights this year. And this is maybe the coolest announcement of all. They're saying that this year there's going to be a wet and dry portion of the show. So you can enter one of two different entrances. And one, I believe when you walk in the gates this year, it's my understanding that you're going to get a poncho. So that tells me that there might be more than just one house that offers a what you might call wet side, spraying whatever you can imagine at you at all times. So you can go dry, you can go wet. I mean, I'm going wet all the way, baby. I mean, I want the full Terrifier experience. Art the Clown, welcome to Halloween Horror Nights. I think this is going to be so dope. I saw some fans, or so-called fans, that were commenting online that they were saying that, having the Terrifier house is just crossing the line. This is just too gruesome. It's just too much for Universal Studios. It's Halloween Horror Nights. If you have a problem with blood and guts and being terrified, maybe going to a horror event isn't your thing. So there you go. Quick, compact show for you today. Lots of information packed in there. There's a lot to unpack, actually. So, feel free to watch as many times as you like here to the Loper Show. We don't mind. We're going to be back next week with a full-on Inkcarceration recap. I mean, every detail. So do not miss the next episode. A complete recap of Inkcarceration. If you want to show a little love, the best thing that you can do is subscribe to the channel, because every time I upload a video, you will get a notification and you'll know what's up. Just know from the bottom of my heart, I truly appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next episode of The Loper Show.